there's the reboot, a prequel of The Dark Crystal on Netflix coming out. I just watched a preview for that this morning.
I'm curious how that's going to be.
And it's basically the Gelflings are... Yeah. They're worshipping the Skeksis, and it's a traitor in our midst kind of scenario. Yeah.
So, I imagine it's going to look better than that because they actually are doing it with puppets. So the production value is probably going to be better than the story, but we'll see.
It gave me the vibe of Logan's Run.
Yeah.
This person is guilty even though they're innocent, and we're going to chase them down. And then
I need to watch Logan's Run. I've never actually seen it.
It's really good. Yeah. It's worth it. It's definitely a hallmark in the dystopian future.
It's coming up.
References.
Hello and welcome to another Shore Leave commentary. This time we're looking at a movie from 30 years ago, 1989, because we're recording this in 2019. Don Bluth's kind of last hurrah before his quality really, really dipped. And it is All Dogs Go to Heaven, which I saw as a double feature on the big screen with Prancer back in 1989 on a night so dark and so cold. Like, I cannot remember a darker or colder night in my life.
Oh. So, Don Bluth, we'll talk a little bit more about him as we push play. So
we're on the Blu-ray, which does not have a title menu. So we're paused right at where it says Goldcrest Productions. We have our subtitles on, so underneath it says Tapping on Metal in our closed captioning.
All right, and here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we begin.
Here we go. Oh, I'm Sascha Shouties, by the way.
And I'm Patrick Dillman. And you're probably listening to us on the Two True Freaks Network.
So here we go. This is... Don Bluth is really known for these dark-themed, colored...
Yes.
Like, they're not very bright and
but then he'll cheery. Have like a gold shimmer effect on something. As we saw in Land Before Time and Secret of Nim.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. We're I think in the lair of our two heroes.
Well, they're escaping from the pound.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there's the golden look.
Yes.
It's very much in the same style as Fievel, American Tail.
Yeah, and so for a minute, Spielberg really had, kind of tied his star to Don Bluth's wagon, and Don Bluth let him down with Land Before Time, which, although it was a popular movie, it had to be edited down to the nub because Don Bluth made a film that Spielberg thought was too scary.
Mm-hmm. And that was a very dark film. We reviewed that about a year ago, if I remember correctly.
But our two heroes here, Itchy and what is
the
main dog? What's his name?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'll find out for you though.
He's voiced by Burt Reynolds.
Mm-hmm. So they are. Oh, it's a flood of water. Oh, they hit a water main, and for some reason,
Charlie. It's Charlie.
Yeah. So, for some reason, the pound is more like a prison where they shoot dogs on sight.
And now, no kid was probably aware in 1989 because video was not necessarily in its infancy, but certainly watching like really old... I never watched old movies on video. They weren't aware of things like, Cannonball Run, which... Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise are famous for making. So they were a famous on-screen duo.
These two guys. Yeah. So it's nice that they translated over.
Yeah. More of a sell to parents probably than to kids. Because I knew who Dom DeLuise was, probably because at this time he was hosting Candid Camera. But I would not have known who Burt Reynolds was, so...
Carface and Charlie's has been scratched out.
Now, he likes to do these, kind of impossible shapes of things, like the dock leading to this hideout, arcs up into the sky like a roller coaster.
Or just even the bending of physics in a lot of the cartoon, like this cheese racing around, it bends and twists.
because they're dogs, so of course they race rats.
No, I don't understand the rat with the alarm. That's kind of...
He's the pace car.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think he's a contestant. Yeah, he's got a number.
So up and down, oil slick.
Oh,
I wonder if they do messed up stuff like that at the dog track. I don't go watch dogs race.
I've never been to a dog race, but this very much is good old boys culture here. Dogs are drinking beer and smoking and gambling.
Yeah, this may be closer to NASCAR than to actual dog racing. I mean, it's all so frenetic, but I loved it as a kid. Like, I was definitely, like, completely into it.
Of course, the cop dog has the cop
rat.
The cop rat, yeah.
I recognize that voice, but I'm not sure who it is.
Just does it for me. I'm busted.
Where do all these dogs live?
Some of them wear sweaters, some of them wear hats. It's not like in American Tail where there was like a separate like mouse culture that people didn't realize. I think these are supposed to be like real dogs.
Yeah.
There's not like a dog culture. And they pick different times for them to have, human characteristic features. Like, okay, he can fire a gun like a normal person. He doesn't need like some dog method to fire a gun. But then you'll see like dogs move like dogs, and then you'll see them like up on their hind legs. Like, here's Charlie has come in,
just walking in.
Yeah, up on his hind legs, his hands on his hips. But now he's walking. Now he and Itchy are like walking and moving like dogs.
Well, that's the beauty of cartoons. You can adapt physics to what you need.
Oh, they were going to kill him at the pound. Ain't you supposed to be on death row? I have a top hat for some reason. But you see dogs dressed like Itchy, like a little sweater and a little hat on.
Boy, she's even dressed like a barfly. I don't think kids would understand these things.
No, I took it in completely as a kid.
Did you?
The plot of so to me, the plot of this movie was there's a little girl that can understand animals speak, which you saw all the time and stuff. It's a lot of this is the rescuers.
Charlie, tell him.
Oh, but here comes a terrible song.
No, you can't keep a good dog down.
Which I loved as a kid.
Seen pain and hurt. That's right. Eat dirt. It's a bad song, I guess. He's not.
I remember the chorus of it. It's no everybody wants to be a cat from the Aristocats, but.
So this is Burt Reynolds. He's not much of a singer.
I mean, Don DeLuise is noticeably a better singer. He's dancing on his hind legs, leaning forward like he's got, elbows on his front paws.
Right. And fists.
Yep.
Sometimes he has paws and sometimes he has hands. That's how it goes. It's good quality animation, though.
Oh, yeah. It's more worth it for the animation than it is for the story.
The pride of the Germans.
Actually, I like the color changes here in the spotlights.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And Don Bluth liked to do racial caricatures, because it's like, this scene is in American Tail as well, where they do like the Irish guy, the Italian guy,
But when we were kids, that was kind of sold as that's demonstrating diversity.
It was very funny if somebody put a symbol on their head and did buck teeth.
Yeah, but now it just would not be appreciated. Oh, and then this character, we see this character, this nerd dog here.
Yeah, he's in. He's kind of the lightning bug in American Tail.
Yes, and you know who he's also is the. One of the nerd kids in the Raccoons, if you remember.
I barely remember that the Raccoons was a thing.
It was these pink monsters. He was the accountant there. And he was kind of like a anti-villain. Like, sometimes he helped the bad guy and sometimes he helped the good guys. It just kind of depended on where his heart was. And this character here,
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Whoa! Down and over. Barrels are heavy, by the way.
Yes, they are. Most dogs would not sit in a dog pile that a barrel roll over them.
No. Everybody's happy. We're glad Charlie's back.
Yes.
What's Don DeLuise's character's
Itchy.
name? Itchy, that's right.
Look, Mr. Carface, what I know what
So Mr. Carface, so
He's a bad guy.
we're about to meet him.
Do not wish that I
His name is Killer? Wow.
Yeah.
business with my partner, Charlie.
you want that I should go
So-
squeeze his head with the pliers?
Carface wants Charlie dead. He just pretty much
Yeah.
says it right in the opening
Well,
act.
that was the intention of him being on death row, was that he would die.
In a friendly,
Business-like way. This guy reminds me of in the first season of Star Trek The Next Generation, where they go on the holodeck and meet the crime boss.
Yes.
It reminds me of that guy.
It might even be his voice. Lawrence Tierney was that voice.
Lawrence Tierney?
Tierney.
Tierney?
Yeah.
Is it really
No,
you?
I'm not seeing him on the lineup.
But I'm away. I told you to stay off those sweets.
This waited a full year before it released in England,
Okay.
in the
Huh.
Europe.
Well, that happens sometimes. Sometimes they get movies before us, and sometimes they get movies a long time after us. Probably took even longer to get it released in Australia.
Charlie, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I've been thinking.
The dog does not have the ability to suck a candy cane.
Emphasizing curtains.
Oh well, dogs have lips, but they can't do that.
Yeah.
A little culture.
They've got those weird little drippy lips. You
Yeah.
ever look at it? It's like it's almost like a meat
What do
zipper.
you say?
Yeah.
You know what else? Charlie. Times is changed.
Times have changed, Charlie. You can't grow the business when I'm trying to kill you.
I haven't changed. Charlie.
Charlie doesn't get it.
Time and as I
I think he's supposed to be a German Shepherd or something.
Yes.
a dog with a racket. I was framed.
So Don Bluth? No.
Brother to me.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, Don Bluth. So where did he get his start? Do we know?
At Disney.
At Disney.
He was one of the key animators on,
Charlie.
what's the name of it? Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, okay.
He worked on Fox and the Hound quite a bit. He had his own film that he made over there. If you've ever seen the one about the little boy who has the donkey that has wings.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
Don Bluth.
Yeah, he worked on Robin Hood too.
Yes.
The Rescuers, Pete's Dragon. I
Yep.
didn't know that. I can kind of see that.
Charlie?
How about, have you ever heard of Banjo and the Woodpile Cat?
Yes, that's not a Disney one, though, I don't think.
No,
I have not seen Banjo and the Woodpile Cat, however.
neither have
But
I.
this after this, it was stuff like Thumbelina is a good movie, and what's it? Titan AE is a good movie. But
He
you
did
have
Titan AE?
yes, but you have stuff like Rockadoodle in there, and
Oh, yeah, that's right.
A Troll in Central Park, and The Pebble and the Penguin, all of which are not great movies. And I think this one holds up together for me more on nostalgia than anything else.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was truly one of the earliest kid movies that I can remember from my past.
Yeah.
And I was not into Land Before Time. I remember when that came out and all the other kids were just losing their ape over it. I'm like, not a big deal. But I remember this movie.
Yeah, here's the people part of New Orleans.
This is dancing, celebrating people.
I think that some of the design folks on this came from like the Chipmunk Adventure and things like that, because you see some very similar type faces in the two movies.
I'd like to see the Princess and the Frog crossover right here.
Thumbelina was not a bad movie, and neither was Anastasia.
Yeah.
He does have some better ones, but yeah, his next couple are just not good.
I thought Anastasia was a Disney film, not a Fox film.
No, it's a Fox film. Well,
Wow.
Disney. It's Disney now.
Yeah. Well, I loved Titan AE when I was a kid. That
Yeah.
was just
Yeah, it's
a
a
bunch
great
of fun. Yeah, and he also helped out on the Simpsons movie too.
That doesn't surprise me.
A big surprise.
So here they're doing an innuendo that they're trying to kill. They're trying to kill Charlie.
Yep.
Look at all that blood ketchup right there.
Pepper.
So here's Charlie is clearly drunk, and they're going to murder him.
Yeah.
Now,
A drunk dog just makes me sad. I don't think it's funny.
I've seen dogs drunk, and
Yeah.
it's the kind of humor that only comes once with
It's not-
adolescence, juvenile.
It's not fun for the dog.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know what's up.
It's abuse.
We used to have a little juniper patch in our backyard, and if the dog's ball ended up in that juniper patch, it was just a mess for quite a while afterwards because it's a hallucinogen for dogs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So here's something that's kind of interesting. Charlie's wearing a watch right now, and this watch becomes a very central point in the development of this character. But here they're going to, how does a dog die struck by a car? That seems like a very, very plausible way that you would die. There he goes. You know, here we go into the Super Friends transition. That's kind of cool, the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Since we don't know what it looks like, it could be anything Don
I like
Bluth
the idea
wants.
that, this is a dog just running through fields of balls to get there, just so excited.
And then he hits...
It's like if you're a good enough dog not to be distracted by the fact there's all these tennis balls around you.
Judgment.
Oh, not to worry, Charlie. You'll go to heaven.
I don't understand this lady dog here at all. So she has diamonds.
Yep.
All right.
The heaven song.
Lovely place you got.
And all dogs go to heaven. They said the name of the movie.
Yep.
Hey!
Because unlike people, they're naturally good.
We keep it 73 degrees. We're still at
The little biblical reference
We're
there.
still on Fahrenheit here.
The lion lies down with the kid.
Yeah.
The leopard lies down with the kid.
What?
You're dead.
I'm...
The watch is now floating now.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I've been murdered.
I'm having trouble finding any.
What's it say? It does, I was trying to read the text in the book.
Yeah.
There's a mistake been made here.
Oh,
Can't
look at
find
that.
any examples of loyalty.
Lonnie
Hey, there's
Bowser
Balto.
and
He's
Bert-
definitely going to heaven. He brought
Yes.
those kids all that medicine.
Dog, but his car ran me down. I just blew.
Oh, they gave him the gown.
Hey, this is
We're gonna give you your Ativan
You got a
shot
weird
and put you in the
little
room.
duck and all these animals here.
You got the wrong guy.
Laughing and singing all
Charlie doesn't get it. He can do whatever he wants.
Listen, my time's not up yet.
Oh, it is. There's no mistake about that. We know everything.
Kind of, but you don't.
Murdered in the prime of my
I think
life.
in that version of heaven, you don't have like any kind of human impulse at all.
This must be the worst.
I love how his robe is kind of turned into a street jacket.
Yes.
It's where you're restrained, and we're not gonna let you do what you want.
I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it's just. You could have made like a music video of this whole movie where it had better songs instead of this story.
This would have been a great Broadway hit, actually.
Not with these songs, no.
No, you'd need a whole new. You'd need a whole new song. Sarah Bareilles should sing. Do
Yeah,
it for
I
that
sure
one.
like her.
She did great in Waitress. You know, if you took the people who collaborated on Wicked, that would probably be a good interpretation.
Unpopular opinion. I don't like Wicked at all.
Really?
I like that book, but not that show.
Oh, okay. That's funny because I haven't finished the book yet, but I watched the show, and the only reason I like it is because the villain was actually the hero.
Yeah.
You must.
So they're dancing and flirting.
You have natural.
Oh, she's a whippet.
Yeah. A
Okay.
very, very long whippet. Rare that you would see a whippet that's the same size as a German Shepherd.
Well, she whip it good. Da-da-da-da-da. Boom, boom, boom.
Brazil, the throb, the thrill.
Oh, more singing.
Been there.
Charlie B.
But
Brown.
someday I will.
I thought it was Charlie B. Barkin.
Oh, Stone Cold. It said, did you see that
Yeah.
on the tag?
Stranger, let me be surprised.
Now
So-
that sign I missed what it said.
Oh, I didn't see it either. But so basically, he's trying to get his hands on this contraband watch. I think he's gonna trade it out for the watch around his neck.
Yeah.
So one's red, one's blue. Oh, he put it on her. Oh, there we go.
made it great.
Look at all that time being thrown away. Actually, this Whippet's got a good voice.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Her whole demeanor kind of makes me think of Phoebe from Friends.
Yeah.
I think that's been done where Lisa Kudrow is like in charge of some, ephemeral realm like this.
Oh boy, the character or the actress?
The actress.
The character of Phoebe running heaven would scare me.
Yes, indeed.
Oh. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find out
them flying around the moon here.
3 seconds.
I think Judith. No, Judith was the voice actress for the dog. Or no, not for the dog, for the young lady. Lonnie Anderson, I believe,
is the girl that he takes care of her kids and brings them pizza. So is Burt Reynolds' real missus, yeah.
Oh, she's got some lungs.
You can never come back.
You should have told him that before he left. Oh, this poor cat. It's like, what's going on? What's going on? That is a broken kitty.
Yeah. And all the color is kind of drained out of him. He's just gray, and the only speck of color on him is this magic watch.
Well, his heart is in the watch. Yeah. I think that's what they try to...
His soul, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So we've got the corresponding heartbeat.
Gotta keep that watch wound.
His color came back. He's a wet dog. You can never come back. That's creepy.
Yeah.
What? Reynolds is succeeded by Charlie Sheen in All Dogs Go to Heaven 2.
Well,
whoo! And they also had a series and a Christmas Carol. How did I not know this?
Why would you need to make an All Dogs Go to Heaven Christmas Carol? This story is basically a Christmas Carol.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a crummy guy redeems himself.
But he doesn't. That's the thing. Is that the only good thing about this character, and it's kind of spoilers, is that he saves a human life.
Yeah.
But he treats everybody terribly. So this is Vic Tayback is the name of Carface.
Huh.
Yep.
Was he known for anything big?
I bet you he was. God, he even looks... If you look at a picture of him...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of saved some of the face in Carface. That's not bad. Oh, he was in a lot of movies. 5 Minutes to Live, 5 Weeks in a Balloon.
Some other 5 stuff.
Yeah.
5 for the Road.
None of these I've ever heard of.
My Name is 5.
Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
That was Martin Scorsese's first movie.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Special Delivery. Just a lot of low-budget films in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Yeah. He was in Beverly Hills Body Snatchers. Hey, there we go. Let's see here. He had an equally disappointing television career. He was on Get Smart for one episode.
Yeah,
and the Monkees.
A lot of people were on Get Smart for one episode. A lot of people were on the Monkees.
All right, here's our Star Trek connection. He was this guy named Jojo Krakow in A Piece of the Action in the original series.
Yeah, that's the gangster episode.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
I'm sure that he probably, when he showed up on the Monkees and on Get Smart, played gangsters.
Yeah, he might just be accusing Columbo. Yeah, Hawaii Five-0. Yeah, so he's the bad guy. He was in MacGyver, too. Wow, look at that.
He should have gone under.
So, Charlie and Itchy are reunited, and they're kind of telling the story. But Charlie doesn't actually talk about going to the afterlife, which is, something that you might want to share. So if I died and came back and said, hey, we should keep on doing this podcast. No, I'm going to tell you, hey, I just died and went to heaven. And here's what I saw. And I decided to come back to keep doing the podcast. I mean, what Charlie wants to do is that he wants to start his own racket.
Begging for mercy.
Well, I'm begging, but I'm begging that we get out of here. Listen.
Where are you gonna go?
Carface has got thugs.
Now that's like a dog where he's just got that can and he's cannot pay attention to what the other dog is saying.
Dogs have a really short attention span.
Monsters, I said monsters.
Monster?
Monsters. Monsters.
Weird fade there with the square.
Where are they breaking into?
A vent somewhere, probably. A car.
Well, it was a square transition because they had a square scene.
Yeah. Now they're in.
Oh, they're on the boat. That's right.
Yeah.
So they're climbing through the ductwork looking for something. Do they know what they're looking for? Oh, they're looking for the monster.
Oh, that's right, because they've got the little girl dressed up in this stuff, because she can talk to the rats and tell them who's going to win, and also to talk to Carface.
Was this inspired by Dr. Dolittle? That came out way before this, right?
Oh yeah, but it was super popular. I don't know what about it would tie into Dr. Dolittle. I mean, it's more like The Rescuers than anything. The little girl being held captive to work. And
she looks so much like Snow White right there. It's just crazy.
I'm sure it's deliberate.
Charlie Nelson was the name of killer.
Huh.
The misnamed fidgety
You mean Charles
neurotic.
Nelson Riley?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also the voice of the troll in A Troll in Central Park.
Melba Moore, that's the name of the whippet.
Ah.
Okay. That helps us. I'm sure she is a singer somewhere. Oh, she's gorgeous. Look at that. She's just a very beautiful looking person. And I mean that in
1945.
Yeah.
1966 to present. Smooth soul, disco, and gospel.
Yep, I can hear it. So, our young girl is talking to rats. They want to find out who's going to win. That's
Melba. This is it. It's reached the Billboard Hot 100 in the top 20 position on the R&B chart and top 10 in the UK.
There we go.
Oh, I see.
This is it also became the number one disco track in the UK for that year. It would be almost 8 years later when Australian singer Danny Minogue would cover the song and make it to number 10 on the ARIA charts.
It is so funny that the dog is complaining about having to walk and feed the kid.
You said I could
Wah, wah.
Yeah, I'm not recognizing any songs that I know from her.
It was probably a one-hit wonder at the time. Just like how, not a lot of people...
Well, no, she's got a bunch of hits, just not ones I'm familiar with.
So Charlie is in love with this little girl can do for his business.
Moore also headed the CBS television sitcom Melva.
Really?
Its debut aired the same night as the Challenger explosion, and the show was abruptly canceled.
Yeah.
Though 5 episodes aired that summer, her success began to wane as the decade closed, although she managed 2 further top R&B hits, Do You Really Want My Love, Lift Every Voice and Sing. Moore had a starring role in the 1990 horror film Death by Temptation, which if you follow me on Letterboxd, I will be covering in October.
Hey!
This is not what happened to you. Am I right?
So here he is trying to
Take you away from all this.
talk the little girl into going with him.
an orphan.
I'm an orphan.
I love that haircut that she has. The what's it called? When it's short in the
A
back
bob.
and long in the front. A bob, yeah.
Which is a popular wig.
No, boy.
It's more of a costume hairstyle for adults who get kind of bob wigs to wear on Halloween.
Jem did a bob. We went to Vegas once, and she asked, "What kind of haircut should I get?" And so I suggested this. It looked great,
I bet it did.
but she's got that long black hair that will take a style like that. So
Yep. You'll have to imagine what she looks like because her photo will probably not be shared on this.
we will never show a picture of Jem. So anyway, we are the dog's hanging by the suitcase. So Charlie has very much been able to manipulate both Itchy and the little girl.
I do love this, that the dog likes to pretend that he really is driving a car.
Right? This is a burst of virtual reality right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Just driving on a road.
I'm surrounded by more.
Well, that's how a long time ago in movies that they made driving scenes.
Oh,
That engine block would have killed him.
It wasn't my
did you see the blue electric light?
Yes, which was great.
Thunder was on duty. Take it up with him.
Yep. So this makes me wonder,
It makes me wonder.
how did they find this girl in the first place?
She was an orphan, just wandering the street, and they realized she could talk to the animals. Grunt and squeak and squawk with the animals.
And they decided to take her on board.
Yep. I love how big the moon is.
That's huge.
It's like in this
getting
world, it's
larger,
like
too.
that close to Earth. I mean, it's that big in American Tail as well.
But it's not really the moon. It's not real.
It's not really the moon. It's an optical illusion. It's so crazy. Even if you look out at the moon and it looks gigantic, if you put your fingers around it or any kind of measuring device around it, it will always be the same size.
Mm-hmm. So that's an optical illusion that your brain does,
Yeah.
where your brain will. So say like we're in the Seattle area. You whip out, you see, we have this term here called the mountain is out. So the sky is clear, you can see Mount Rainier, it looks huge. You raise your cell phone to take a picture of it, it looks teeny.
Yeah.
And it's because your mind will create a false perspective to enlarge that image because your brain knows you're really interested in that thing, so you're trying to take in all the details, and that's why it looks larger than life.
But I mean, that's just so crazy because it's like sometimes it'll just look huge, but if you just hold up, your thumb and forefinger like this far apart, no matter how big it looks, it'll fit it.
That's right.
It's the craziest thing.
Oh, so we are grooming this little girl to trust Charlie. So he takes her to where are they? A junkyard? Yeah, they're in the junkyard.
His
they're
house.
living in the car.
Good night, kid.
So this Anne Marie is her name, by the way,
Yeah.
and she is voiced by Judith Barcy.
Okay, I guess we gotta tell the Judith Barcy story now.
Yeah, well, we can kind of step into it. She's would have been just about our age. She was born on June 6th, 1978, and she passed away July 25th, 1988.
So she had already passed away by the time this movie came out, which is probably why they waited so long in the UK, because the details of her death are rather unfortunate. She was murdered.
Oh, yeah. By her father, if I remember correctly, and it was not a happy thing. And
no, but there's an obsession about Judith Barcy among some animation aficionados that really creeps me out.
So she was in, if you look at her filmography, she was in The Twilight Zone. She was in Punky Brewster, 2 episodes. Cheers. The Love Boat, and a couple episodes there. Jaws Revenge. Very cool. So she had an opportunity to be, the child actor that would have probably grown up to be a Disney teen star and then fall into some other path.
Not necessarily.
She was also Ducky, by the way,
Yeah.
in Land Before Time.
Your first it hurts me.
Oh, yeah? All right.
They did a really good job animating this little girl. It makes me think that they probably looked at movements and just kind of choreographed those movements. In the
Would they have
animation.
done a little better on that with some of the dog stuff? But.
The dog stuff seems cartoonish, but she always seems so static.
Well, she's got a little bit of a Betty Boop thing going on with her eyes.
Sending him to rescue me.
True.
And God bless me.
And if you notice that her black hair always has this like white chalk outline.
And please help me find a mommy and daddy.
Oh,
jeez, poor kid.
Charlie, this is your chance to redeem yourself.
You could help me find a mommy and daddy.
Yeah. I'll help you find the lost city of Atlantis.
Just
Would have
get
been funnier
this-
if he'd said Lost City of Atlanta because he's a dog and they live in the South.
Yeah. I think they're in New Orleans, right?
Yes, they are. Well, you're in a dog's car. You could just go on the floor.
Yikes.
That's what we do.
So they are at the horse track talking to the horses.
That's what I always think of her for, is the name of saying the name of this horse. The Grand Chahi.
The Grand Chahi! Well, it's his birthday!
Yeah.
It's a Grand Chahi's birthday! It's my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah. Definitely one of the most memorable
Baby
scenes.
horse is too stupid to talk.
So here's what I don't get. Can the dogs not talk to other animals?
Correct. That's why Carface needed her, because she could talk to the rats.
Right. You are glue. We used to use that in the playground all the time as
You are
kids.
glue.
You are glue. Just like that.
Huh.
Spin our hat around. It was very imitatable.
Geez, I mean, you're talking to Charlie here. I rescued you. And besides...
So listen to that. It's like, hey, I rescued you. You owe me something.
Yeah.
You better work now.
The story.
Well, we just recorded a Star Trek episode. As with this recording, the most recent episode of Star Trek The Next Generation we talked about was The Enemy, which has a lot to do subtextually about, what debt would the Romulan have owed Worf if Worf had given him his blood.
Mm-hmm. Well, really, this relationship is all about debt and transaction, and that's how manipulation of children usually works. Is
Every dachshund in the world wishes they had legs like Itchy.
right.
They just have little nubbity legs.
This is what's so deplorable about manipulating anybody, is that you take a vulnerable person and then you make them think they owe you something.
Yes.
And you build an economy around that. And then they get so tied up in the transactions that they don't realize the terrible world that they're in. And that's actually one of the problems that I have with this movie, is that if Charlie was an adult rather than a dog, this would have never made it onto the screen.
Oh, sure it would have. There were lots of movies like this from around this time.
He's pretty much a sugar daddy for her.
Yeah, but I mean, what's Little Orphan Annie is adults manipulate, jerks.
That's true. It was, but at the end, it was the rich guy who took interest in her.
I love these angles here. And this is, they don't say what year this is supposed to be.
So here's what I'm thinking. They actually set up cameras and watched people walk back and forth and just kind of animated those movements. This is really well done,
Yeah.
but it's cheap animation. There's not a lot of texture on the clothes. Oh, they looking to pickpocket?
No,
Oh.
Plutovy is her parents.
There we go.
Wait right here. Itchy?
Boss, number 17.
No. Number 3.
Or number 3? The lame dog.
Yeah, no, they're totally gonna rip him off.
My feet is killing me.
Oh, so he's pulling a scam routine. He's in pain. He's holding his leg.
Yeah, if a herd dachshund came up to me, I would probably be very sympathetic to it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody loves dogs.
You don't want to. The dachshund can mess up something smaller than it, though.
Oh yeah.
There's a people would buy them, to catch like foxes and weasels. And there's this terrible story in this book about how you train them. Is you get a dachshund and a weasel and put a barrel on top of them.
What? And then they'll just fight it out.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, the dachshund typically wins, but the weasel gets in its blows.
Oh yeah. Well, those dogs. I mean, they're bred thin and small, so they can go subterranean. I
Yes, that's correct.
thought. So they told Anne-Marie that they're shopping for parents, and
Now it's very Muppety here.
yep. And then they went ahead and stole the wallet, and they need her to place a bet. Oh,
Now
that's
that
very
was cheap
tricky.
animation. They just showed the same shot of that guy's face 3 times in a row. But this is kind of Muppet Man here.
Yeah. Oh, Itchy.
All the fleas on Itchy.
Chahi, huh? 1,000 to 1. It's his birthday.
Thank you.
Kid voices trying to be adult are hilarious. I remember once I was confused for an adult by another kid when I was 8. So we went to the street fair, and my dad, his computer club, had a little booth at the street fair. It was all these Commodore and Amiga computers. And they asked me to go and dress up like a clown. So I put on some makeup and a wig. And this little kid was asking me all these questions about, I kid you not, clown college. And how many years I went to school to be a clown. And I was just like, he couldn't have been just a year or 2 younger than me. But I just kind of, I just stuck with the bit and let him believe that I was just growing up playing a kid clown. Alright, here we go. It's your birthday, Chahi! Go!
Shut up! Please, Chahi! Please!
Oh no, don't come over here. Let's think of that with Krusty where he's yelling at the horse and then just comes up and licks him.
No! I think it was Santa's Little Helper. That's who it reminded me of.
Yeah.
You're on your parade, but did you know that it's a Grand Chahi's birthday? Oh, really? I don't say. Oh, crikey. Oh, if horse tracks were really like that.
Yeah.
And they help him out, too. He's even wearing a birthday hat. Like, he's waving. Hey, the Grand Chahi just broke the fourth wall.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
No, he's waving to the kid. Now, in real life, if you watched that race, you would assume that it was fixed because the 2 jockeys slowed down to let them...
Yeah. Well, geez, I don't know if you guys follow horse racing that much, but the Kentucky Derby, there was a huge upset this year.
Yeah, the 2019 Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, because the horse, basically, the jockey broke a lane and cut off another horse.
And now she's betting on frog racing.
Look at that big old bucket of flies. Jackpot! The cash is coming in.
Her fake costume with the 2 dogs inside of it would definitely be like followed around, and it's cute because it's always the underdog. Although that turtle is super fast.
Yeah. There's the wreath.
So she gambles as an adult, but at the end, when she collects the money, it's as a little kid.
I guess. Oh no, there's her costume.
Yeah.
Taking all the money.
And he's so happy to give it to her.
He's almost like Uncle Scrooge.
Why doesn't the gambling the gambling
commission?
The gaming commissioner or whoever it is that's playing with her adopt her? It's like no, it's so cute. She's
La Petite Dress Boutique. So here's the sugar daddy part. They're trying to buy her things, but she really wants a family. You think they tried to model her after? Who is that child actress?
Shirley Temple.
Yes.
Well, Shirley Temple's big claim to fame was she had the curls.
Oh, okay.
She didn't have hair like that. Now, I could see some of her transferring over to Lilo and Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah. But Lilo was very much a leader, and I don't see a leader here in this in this character. She only asserts herself when the situation has become too much.
Yeah.
There's Charlie's theme. You can't keep a good dog down.
And they just weld all these cars together to build a place. Which, I mean, that's just the kid. That's the kid fantasy. Can you imagine if building a club and welded together old cars that people could go in?
I actually think that they
the water tower. On
they use the water tower. Oh, jeez, and there's the dancing whippets. They whip it good.
Smiley, what do you know what is that? That's using your head.
Oh, he's got stakes in his hat. He's got a new hat.
I gotta hand it to you.
So he's running a club where everybody's a winner. If you compare it to the opening casino, it was people were losing. The meat was terrible.
We were gonna help the poor meat, didn't we? You promised to find me parrots.
And you didn't.
You didn't even look.
So there we go. She's asserting her dominance.
And it isn't right.
You're just like Carface.
Just gonna put both hands on you and hold you down for a minute. Charlie, you need to do what I say.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me see the light. Squeaker, we're going out and help the poor.
Oh, Charlie.
Did he just call her Squeaker?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
jeez.
boss, what is it with you and this little kid? I mean, we got a business to run, you know.
I love the bar of the old Model T with all of the giant models in the rumble seat.
Right. Oh,
Watch out for piranhas.
Is this the big singing alligator scene?
Not quite.
Not quite. Oh, I feel like we've seen him before. So where did he get piranhas in New Orleans? I don't get it.
You're down there in the Gulf of Mexico, stuff's coming up from Central and South America.
Yeah. Oh, so he's gonna execute Killer for some reason. I love how all the dogs are smoking there. At least 3 of them are.
Yeah, that you can't do in a movie anymore.
No.
They actually edited. There's a Disney movie, Melody Time, where they took the cowboy character and cut the cigarette from it. So he's just doing like back and forth with his hand in front of his mouth over and over like he's making an obscene gesture. They cut the cigarette out completely. Now they left all of the racist Indian jokes in it though.
Alright, continuity problem.
What's that?
So, Killer says he's got a gun. That's pretty much what saved his life. Is
Yeah.
that he has oh, it's a ray gun. Okay. So he's got a ray gun, and he can. And I think Carface has a plan to use that against Charlie. But at the beginning, they show a gun for starting the race.
Yes.
It's like, well, they could have just used that. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, he looks like a evil.
So they're kind of listening to the Shadow.
The Shadow.
There's less pizzas as he gets up there. It's not like he had like 30 on his head, and now he's got like 6.
They're broker then.
So Charlie goes to help out these people here, and I don't understand it. So is he doing this as a gesture to...
This is what really would have happened with the Lady and the Tramp.
You think?
Yeah. Is that some of them babies is Charlie's babies.
Anybody here?
Ha 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 ha! All the kids. Ah, did they really have pizza back in the 30s like
Oh
that?
yeah. Probably a lot better than they have it now because it wasn't like fast food.
Right.
You have to go to like a place called like Mario Anthony's, and Mama would show you to your seat. Mario would come out with the bottle of beer. I mean, it's just like Lady of the Tramp. You had the fat guy and the skinny guy, and then they would put out a table and feed dogs in the back.
Jeez. So this right here is Laurie Anderson.
Lonnie Anderson.
Lonnie, sorry.
Mrs. Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. Her name is Flo.
She's
She looks really happy to see him.
Yeah.
Look at all that blush.
she's a collie.
Yeah. I know how it is.
You know how it is to run a business? What kind of business are you running, lady? Oh, man.
She
So
takes care of little kids. So there's Carface's child.
yeah.
Have some more?
But the kids aren't like the parents. They're just victims of an unfortunate situation. So this character is she the wife, Lonnie? Is she the wife of somebody?
of Burt Reynolds.
Don't you want to share?
Yeah, that's right. Divorced in 93. Look at that.
Only a pizza.
Married at 88. Did they meet on this set?
Could have been. I didn't realize that. Huh.
Fight.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something.
What? She was on the sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati.
Huh.
What's yours is mine. The more
She kind of looks like her character too. If he has the big hair.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody. Mine.
Yeah, they can't really show WK. Well, they can show WKRP in Cincinnati on TV, but they can't really sell it as DVDs because of the rights to the music.
Ah, right.
I've seen clips from it. They're quite funny, but
Are they trying to be Jamaican music?
yeah, it's a
here?
reggae song. Steel drum.
This guy just has no rhythm.
Nope.
The kids are singing better than him.
Yep. This sounds kind of like a American Tail type song.
Oh yeah. I wonder if each
That's the
dog
scene
has
that
its own
they cut where he went to Little Jamaica and they just didn't keep it in the movie.
Wow. Because all the other stuff they kept is completely appropriate.
Yeah.
So this is our hug and learn moment.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason we're doing this is to prove that Charlie's not a bad guy.
Yeah, because he was saying he was going to help the poor. That doesn't help that he can also distract a 5-year-old with puppies too.
Yeah. I know poor puppies. Take that. Oh, and she's watching and singing. And a cake! He didn't bring that cake in. Where'd that cake come from?
I don't know. There's a great story about what was that with the mugging the camera. There is a great story about the late magician Ricky Jay, and he was able to make. He was probably the best close-up magician ever because he was able to do like magic tricks like in the shower.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a story
That's pretty
where
good.
he would take two $10 bills, fold them together in his hands, and make a 20. And
That's
so one
pretty
day
good.
somebody like confronted him at the gym while he was in the shower and tried to get him to do it. He's like, "No, I really can't. I really can't." And he just takes it there.
There you go. So we hit at an interesting point in the movie where Anne-Marie was not fooled by the puppy play because she found the dog's stolen wallet.
Yeah.
And it shows the wedding photo of the two parents that she wants to be adopted by.
And here's our somewhere out there moment.
Oh, and there's a puppy slow crawling up towards her.
Oh, forget about it. There's a doggy. Oh, so cute.
I'm surprised there's still money in that wallet.
Yeah.
How funny would it be if the people in that picture were really the parents or the two human leads from 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah, I don't think they were interested in having kids.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
But I love how in their daydreams all the puppies are there.
And then he's dressed like James Dean for some reason with a leather jacket and jeans.
Right. What's she peeking at there? The turkey? I guess.
Badly wanting to have a house with an enormous breakfast nook.
Breakfast nooks are fun.
Yeah. Well, just because you have one, don't brag.
No, I don't have one.
You've got a room with like windows, like
I have a room with a table in it.
yeah,
and some
but it's got
windows.
the big windows all around.
Oh, okay. Oh man, bedding down with puppies. That's going to be exhausting.
Yeah.
Puppies have such sharp teeth,
Yes,
too.
they do.
Oh. I don't enjoy hanging out with puppies when they try to nibble on you.
That's so weird because a dog's teeth actually grow,
Oh, yeah.
whereas human teeth do not.
Well,
They have two sets of teeth.
they grow only in the sense of when they come out, they're done. They're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're. If you've ever seen like a skull with teeth inside it,
Yeah.
like above the gum line.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so creepy.
It is.
I fall asleep with my watch open all the time, just like that. So, is he having a dream?
No, this is the dream where he goes to hell. Yeah. And this is like one of the scariest hells ever to be depicted on film.
You think?
Yeah.
So he's been transported into this volcanic land. There is a tornado or a cyclone sucking him up in the debris.
This would be the dog's nightmare, though, is that it's just like wind and being pulled in directions you don't want to run.
Well, you ever wonder about that? You watch a dreaming dog and they're yelping and running, or... Yeah, there we go. And then the scariest moment in the entire film right here.
Oh, there's more. I mean, this is pretty bad. I used to have nightmares about stuff like this. Like, before there was Google Earth, I would have these dreams like, oh yeah, there's this is like a thermal imaging of the planet. It's like, let's go down. Oh, like there's caves and stuff. Oh, there's like people wandering around there with like dead looks on their face.
Jeez. Well, this right here, they've totally changed their animation style just for this. I mean, this is not... I mean, the main character is still animated the same way, but everything else is just... It's set up a little bit differently. You don't see this kind of animation in other scenes.
Right.
If anything, I'm getting a flashback to that cartoon, the comic book movie Heavy Metal.
Mm-hmm. I still haven't ever watched.
Oh,
I'm very aware that it exists.
Oh, yeah, you need to watch that. It's pretty surreal.
And those demons were just those puppy children picking at him.
Honestly, I'd take my chances with the demon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you bit his ear just now.
Before you're gonna get...
Anne-Marie? Anne-Marie?
Where'd Anne-Marie go? She left
Oh,
me,
somebody else could be exploiting that kid. We gotta find her.
Right. Go to Maple Street.
See the Walnut family.
Does that child have an English accent?
A little bit.
Wow. Yay!
And they just let her in and give her
You
waffles.
like waffles? Oh, yes, very much, thank you.
No, thank you.
This is a more
She is in it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Wait, eyeshadow before breakfast?
He's my dog.
That's one thing I found really interesting the first time we watched this was how Anne-Marie was pretty much had perfect makeup all the way through. It was like an orphan kid could not find eyeshadow and rouge.
Yeah, tramp makeup. And by tramp, I mean somebody that lives on the street, not a sexually promiscuous person.
Right. Back in the 30s.
Keep her. We live in this gigantic house.
Back in the 30s, where all it took to adopt a kid was a conversation in the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie, Harold and Kate are really wonderful.
Makes me think of the
the
South Park episode where they're playing immigrant and Butters gets adopted by the family that thinks he's Mexican.
Oh.
Ah, they think his name is Montequilla.
Oh my gosh, I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, it's so good. So like, happy birthday, Montequilla. It's a sponge.
Oh my god.
You could use it to clean our windows.
Oh.
Maybe you could stay too.
That show is so edgy for me. Well, here we go. He's doing the guilt trip. He's trying to make her feel guilty for leaving on her own, which is another child predator tactic. Oh. It just stresses me on how they laid out the manipulation cycle so well.
Yeah.
It's just like, what did the authors do their homework?
Would have been fun to get Amanda for this one.
Yeah. French Market. This is a really interesting scene. So you have dogs running around with a ray gun in public.
Yep. It's just ridiculous enough to work.
Steady. On it.
Oh, it almost looks like a Tommy gun.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Charlie.
Like he's wearing an old World War II hat. Now, he did get shot.
Yeah. But just like in Pulp Fiction, they have the magic what's-it. The bullets go through them.
He's gotten away.
So do you think they said ray gun because a real gun would just have been too
Yes,
much?
and I could also see this being the reason why it was delayed for so long in the UK. Yeah, it looks like a Tommy gun. They just changed the sound on it.
They changed the sound, and they only referenced it as a ray gun once in the execution
It would have made
scene.
total sense for him to be like, oh, you have an automatic weapon somehow.
We got to rewrite this.
Yeah.
What kind of hat is that?
It's a gold fire hydrant.
Of course. Why not?
You know, what a dog would wear.
That right there looks like something out of the old Doctor Who series. First generation Cybermutt.
Oh, no.
So Charlie's back.
And he swallowed the watch, or tried to swallow the watch.
Walk softly.
What? What? No, this I don't get. It's just a new thing.
Yeah, just the ground fell apart underneath him.
Where are we?
I don't know.
You're under your own house?
The air down here is bad, mister. He could die.
No.
They should have had him go into that looking normal and come out and be like gray like he was when he came back. Would have been a perfect opportunity to do it.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
So when I first watched this, I thought he was faking his own
Nope.
death.
Charlie really died.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh, you don't ever want to grab a dog there.
Nope.
Cannot breathe.
We're haunted.
There's a horrible Pluto and Donald Duck cartoon where Donald Duck fastens Pluto to the floor with a magnet around his snout.
Oh,
And I'm just like, the level of abuse there. Here comes the big-lipped alligator. Is what, what's his name? The Nostalgia Critic calls him. It's anytime something completely non sequitur happens in a movie, he calls it a big-lipped alligator moment.
Haha. Yeah, there is no reason to have this alligator around except to move the plot along.
It doesn't even do that.
No?
Yeah, I mean, cut this scene from it. You can still have the alligator eat Carface at the end of the movie.
There we go.
It doesn't need to be revealed here.
We're gonna die.
Bones.
Are those dog bones?
I think they're bones of anybody that ended up down there.
Oh, so close.
You look like a taste in New Orleans.
And this is, of course, I don't know the actor's name off the top of my head. Sasha, you can pull that up.
I am.
But he's
so
the
going
voice
to.
of Oogie Boogie and Audrey 2.
Yeah. You know, you didn't need Oogie Boogie in Nightmare Before Christmas.
But I actually like the Oogie Boogie song.
Yeah.
This song is dumb.
How can you expect me to need a voice as subject?
That's a great voice.
I know.
It's got some depth.
Well, it's easy to do. It's easy to impersonate.
It gives me a big thrill.
It's also a very Sebastian voice. A
Kind
little
of.
lower, though.
I never could. I never
So this is a... I'm almost there. Killer...
What do you call that voice, little fella?
Oh, it's Ken Page.
Mr. Oogie Boogie says, it's rather close at hand. You better pay attention now, because I'm the boogeyman.
So he is both an American alligator and a voodoo witch doctor.
Yeah.
Let's make music together, yeah. Let's get some words and sing it. Oh, he is beautiful. He went to Florida SuperCon. Look at that.
Perfect.
You gotta Google this guy. He's got
Ken
some
Page.
character.
Yep.
Yeah, 65.
Nice. Which means he was 35 when he sang this.
He's
Or probably, 34 probably.
He's in music theater too.
Of course. I mean, this guy's clearly has a trained voice.
He's associated with Danny Elfman. That explains a lot.
Yeah, because he's,
Andrew Lloyd Webber, T.S. Eliot. Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, he must have done Cats.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to be in that creeptacular new Cats movie.
Yeah, well, he was in Cats, 98. He was in I'll Do Anything, Nightmare Before Christmas, a Oogie Boogie. Torch Song Trilogy, are you familiar with that?
I know that it exists. I like that they just did a 3D pan around him without using any kind of CGI. You can see the outline of the drawing. But...
Well, technically, I think this is a superior animation.
Oh, so do I.
He was in Duckman Private Detective.
I'm sure it was.
Wow. He was in a lot of video games.
Sure it was.
Known as in the Kingdom Hearts series. But
He's called Oogie Boogie in Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he was that role all the way through.
Nice.
So in Broadway, this is actually what I've been looking for. Cats, Ain't Misbehavin', It Ain't Nothing But Blues, Call Me Madam, Out of This World, The Wizard of Oz, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Of course.
Breakfast
You're
is
a mean
Tiffany's-
one,
Miss-
Mr. Grinch. Your heart is black as coal.
Who's an Oliver? Les Mis. Oh, everybody does Les Mis. That's like a rite of passage if you're in theater. Little Mermaid as King Triton.
Huh.
Oh, cool. And he
Wonder if
was
they
the
gave
voice
him
of
a song.
Audrey too in Little Shop of
Yeah.
Horrors.
Feed me, Seymour.
Shut up.
You know, Little Shop of Horrors is written, all the music is by the same guy that did the music for Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Charlie.
This seems like a really painful way to go, being stabbed by a single claw.
Yeah. Did you ever see the movie Drive?
Drive? No, I don't believe I
It's
have.
Ryan Reynolds. Not Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling. The bad guy is
I didn't
Albert
realize.
Brooks, and he has to kill Bryan Cranston at one point, and he just kills him by cutting his really quickly cutting his artery so deeply that it's going to bleed out in seconds,
Oh, wow.
and he doesn't even feel it. He's just like, "That's it. You'll be dead in about 2 minutes."
Yeah.
Go upstairs and kiss her goodnight.
So they're in a burned out church. Itchy got mugged, and they gave him a message to pass on to Charlie that they're coming for you.
50 of us thugs.
Oh, it's so sad to see a hurt dog.
A hurt dog that's a racketeer.
Yeah,
Look, whatever.
Hey, these guys are not the nice guys. That's,
See that?
doesn't mean you hurt a puppy.
yeah,
That's our place.
there it goes.
Scarface, well, he fixed us. You see, boys, it's gone too
There,
far.
it's gone too far. Well, Itchy's idea was to go to a different town and just start a new operation where there was no threat.
Probably they do that a bunch.
And then you wanted to kidnap
Yeah.
the girl, and they said, "This is crazy," but I helped you. And then we gotta dress the girl and read her stories, and she wants me to feed the poor.
Man, we gotta feed the poor and take care of the clothing of the child, and Itchy's got no heart.
I'm your friend, but tonight, Charlie, he tried to kill me. He tried to kill me, Charlie, and you was out gallivanting with this girl.
Well, they weren't gallivanting, they were out singing songs with a gigantic alligator? How'd they get out of that?
Call it even.
I missed that.
Now the
That's-
casino's gone.
They just wrote. The alligator just took him out of the tunnel. They wrote out of his tunnel.
They just, for your freedom is the song.
Yeah.
The price of freedom is a song.
Sure, it's just
You're in love with the girl. You've gone soft.
So you could have altered his dialogue to be more like, rather than he tried to kill me, just talk about all the messed up stuff he did to him,
I
make
pretend to
him
be
more
your
sorry
best
for
friend,
that.
but it's baloney.
I thought I was your best friend.
You are my best friend. With her, it's just been.
Here's the reveal.
Oh,
I'm using
the
her.
liar
And
revealed,
when
the
we're
staple
done
of
with
all old
her,
animated
dump her in an orphan.
features.
Is that okay?
Turn around and listen.
Anything you say.
Paying attention. Shit, look now. They're behind you.
Jeepers, mister!
This is how Janeway feels when people talk about Voyager.
Yeah.
You never liked me. You only watched me because there is no other series to watch. Oh, the rabbits.
Emily!
Take this to 402 Maple Street.
402 Maple.
She has friends there, and they'll know what to do at
Why can't she take it to 402 Maple Street?
I have
Yeah,
no idea.
Itchy's all beat to hell.
Yeah, I want you to run across town and... Oh, the Doggy Network.
What's at 402 Maple Street?
The Twilight
Just
Bark!
where it is. Please, Charlie's in trouble, and there's a little girl. Real
Charlie's in trouble.
about the Four Islands. That's
What was that all about?
Charlie's in trouble. A little girl may die.
tarnation.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I kind of just wish I was watching 101 Dalmatians.
That's a good movie.
It's a great movie. I feel like it's more for... That one is without being sleazeball like this is, and this is definitely a sleazeball movie.
Oh, yeah.
That 101 Dalmatians is way more fun for adults than it is for kids.
Do you think this was their answer to 101?
No.
No, that came out in the 70s.
In the 60s, yeah.
Okay.
This is while Walt Disney was still alive.
So they got the girl locked in a cage in the boat. Charlie has sneaked in to get her. She's sick.
Just hold on, kiddo.
She needs a doctor.
Take you back to the walk.
The paw that's also a hand. That's really well animated, actually.
It's just the sweetest thing.
Oh, it is, Floss. It really is. It reminds me of when Lassie rescued
Shut
her.
up.
So Lassie existed at this
Thank
point.
you,
This
boy.
may be supposed to be the 50s.
No. I don't buy it. So it's a dog fist fight. Dogs don't fight that way.
No.
So here's what I don't get is, how could these two people understand where to go just by a pack of barking dogs?
Dogs, get my gun.
What was that in the Christmas? Was it the Christmas Story, the Christmas Carol?
The Bumpus's dogs.
Yeah.
And that little domestic scene was interesting because it's like she's wearing her like sexy negligee. He's got a bathrobe on, which presumably he's just naked under.
Most people are naked under their clothing, Patrick.
No, I'm saying the robe. He's naked under that robe.
Yeah. So they're gonna make sure Charlie's really dead this time.
It'd be an interesting experiment to see if you could actually get an alligator to be that fat.
You don't want to go to heaven, Charlie?
I saw a picture of a 23-pound cat the other day.
It's so
there he is.
weird when you see a cat that's that fat and you just want to kind of smooch it.
I always think it's like a mini panda at
Yeah.
that point. So why did he show up?
Because they're singing partners. Here come the flood.
Make it rain! Oh, it's my buddy, the
Kiss
singing dog!
me! Kiss me!
So you think everything's okay. He's done his job.
But the watch.
That's a great face right
Yes.
there. Oh, the dogs lead the people to the burning boat. That's the bring your kids to the tragedy.
Yeah. Oh, he put some pants on.
Yeah.
That guy, though.
No.
He was about to have mustache time.
Well, you need to be alone home with your mustache. That's kind of cool, watching all these running dogs.
No, everything about the look of this is great. The story's just kind of iffy.
It's sleaze. Again, dogs don't fight that way. Alright, so she's in the water. There's a leap. There's a jump. There's a splashing wave. And the boat with a hole in its hull settles. And for some reason, we keep oil above an electric generator. Now it's Indiana Jones time. Turn the coffin upside down.
A circle of fire.
Down, down, down the burning ring of fire. It
Now, if she was a
burns,
scorpion,
burns,
she would have stung
burns.
herself to death by now.
Yes. Oh, there we go. Snack time. There you go, Carface. That was your last breath of
Hey,
air.
fella. That was some bad animation.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just shook the cell, had him stay static, and just shook the cell he was on.
Well, the glow effect cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, there we go. He's getting the watch. Can't let a good dog down. And there's the little girl. I think he
The
has
watch
to
on
kind
the
of
box.
Why can't he put that watch around his neck and then get the girl?
I mean, he tried to swallow it a while ago. His throat's big enough for it to fit through.
No! You can't save both. Classic hero's choice. So does this redeem him?
Yep.
Or does this just prove that he's not a killer?
It redeemed him.
Why?
He was never a killer. He just didn't ever do anything selfless in his life.
Okay, so this is the selfless act that proves...
Correct.
But the selfless act kills him.
Yeah. It means it's truly selfless. He did it at the expense of his own life.
I don't know, he's trying to go back for that watch.
But he could have done the watch before.
Oh, and there he goes. The black ink.
You're going to hell. You're going to hell.
And he does go to hell, folks. I'm really surprised that Killer is the one that pushes her to safety. Because, I mean,
Well, because even dogs are loyal to humans.
But Killer's the one that was more or less taking care of her as the captor.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is 30s. Look at those response cars.
Yep. Baby Jessica has been pulled from the well. She is dead, folks.
Oh, I forgot
Baby
about
Jessica
that.
is dead.
Oh, those kids in the wells. There was a good South Park episode of where, like, they would freeze the kid in the well and wait until a technology was created to extract
No, that was
them.
Simpsons.
What's that?
Yes. Simpsons did it.
Oh, yeah, that's where Bart put his name tag on everything. Property of Bart Simpson. So she sleeps with the window open, and we're going to have...
Because, you've only been the victim of a child predator, like, multiple times, so we're going to put you in the most unsafe room in the house.
And now notice, it's the satanic forces that are delivering Charlie for this visit. I would have almost liked to have seen the backstory where Charlie is pleading with Satan or Beelzebub. Say, hey, I at least want to say see you later to my friend one more time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so very sorry.
You're going to have to talk louder than that. She can't hear you, man.
Remember,
creepy.
In my head canon, demons and stuff only punish you because you ask for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yes.
So if you think you're guilty, you become guilty.
Bingo.
Well, here's...
They cannot come in unless you invite them.
Here's the good pushing away the evil. This is very much the Witch of the West.
No, the Good Witch of the North, Glenda.
Oh, Glenda. You saved her life. You gave your life for her.
That's one they've always been weird about in the book The Wizard of Oz. There are 4 distinct witches. It's the Wicked Witch of the East, who Dorothy crushes with the house.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, the witch that greets her is the Good Witch of the North, not Glenda. Glenda's not in the book until the very end, and they have to go to her castle, and she's the one that tells Dorothy about the ruby slippers. And there's the Wicked Witch of the West. Glenda's the one or the Good Witch of the North, who does not have a name in the book, is the one that puts the kiss on Dorothy's forehead so that she can survive. And
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I gotta read more books.
Wizard of Oz is a fun book.
At least in the movies that the book movies. So this is animated on top of the cell, not in the cell.
What do you mean?
This glitter effect here?
Yes.
Yeah, they just layered that on top.
Yeah.
It's a filter.
It's done with a multi-plane camera, as most old stuff like this was.
Yeah.
This is the goodbye that I think most kids would have wanted with their favorite dog.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of dogs die on me, and it just each death was just worse than the last. And I would have loved to just have a goodbye conversation with them.
And they just run off into the distance.
Yeah. Aww. She loved him after all of that.
Yeah.
And see, that's what kills me, is that from her point of view, her affection for Charlie kind of masks all the bad stuff that he was doing. So, But, you know, he redeemed himself. He hit the big reset switch.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Now, if you ever saw the Keanu Reeves movie Constantine, he literally was there literally was nothing he could ever do to be allowed to return to heaven. And for a worse reason than what happened with Charlie. When he was a teenager, tried to commit suicide.
Oh.
And so he's never allowed to go to heaven.
Huh. So, here we go. It's the end. Oh, no. Carface, don't do it. You can't go back.
And you can never come back.
Shut up.
Yes.
You can never come back.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. There's some nice soul music there.
Yeah.
Southern church gospel.
Well, I think our conversation may be more interesting than the movie is, but...
If I were you folks, I'd sit down with your favorite adult beverage and watch this film.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with it. This is the second time this year that I watched it. I was kind of appalled the first time just because I hadn't seen it in like 20 years. And I'm just like, this is the film that I liked?
Yeah, I was the same way.
And we actually were seriously considering not reviewing this.
Yeah,
film.
I mean, literally, I don't know if you'll be able to tell. There was like a point in the commentary where I almost wanted to throw my hat in. But
yeah, it's just it's a seedy film. It's definitely dated. You could never do something like this.
no, especially not with the smoking and the guns and everything.
Yeah, and just I'm always really sensitive to vulnerable exploitation scenarios. I don't enjoy them, and so it's something I got hung up on, even in television. I'm uncomfortable with that theme. But it was a big hit with the kids.
It's the last Don Bluth movie I saw in the theater, and I saw every Disney movie up through Mulan when it came out in the theater.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, we rented them. We'd rent the Don Bluth. I don't think we ever rented a Troll in Central Park or Penguin or Pebble and the Penguin, but
I don't know. I've yet to see those two.
I was visiting my grandparents when my parents rented Rockadoodle.
Oh yeah.
The trick with Rockadoodle was Disney for years had tried to make Chanticleer into a movie, and Don Bluth was like, "Okay, I'm going to do it, but it's going to be about a rooster that's Elvis."
I had no idea that was the story.
Yeah, it's Chanticleer.
Huh. Go figure. Well, there it is.
So yeah, if we come back to Don Bluth, it will probably not be until Thumbelina, which I think I'm not sure when that came out. It might be 93, which means we could squeeze it.
Yeah, I've never seen Thumbelina.
Yeah.
The other Bluth film that is really close to my heart was The Rescuers.
No, he didn't do
title.
Rescuers.
No, he didn't?
No.
Oh, my bad. It was a similar animation style, though.
He did lots of mice movies. He did, what's it called?
American Tail.
American Tail,
Yeah.
and he also did Secret of Nim.
Yes. Those two I very much like. If I had to pack up my favorite 100 films, this would not be in it, but Secret and American would definitely be in there. So.
Oh, see, Burt Reynolds, let's say sung by or song by?
I think it was sung by. Well, he sung a lot of the songs in here. So. Well, how would we rate this? What's the? I give it probably about maybe 2.5 death watches out of 5.
Yeah, 2.5 out of 5.
They could have done much better on the music.
Yeah.
And what did you say earlier when the movie gets a big singing alligator?
It's a big-lipped alligator moment.
Big lip alligator moment.
Yeah.
There it is.
Like, what is this song even? I mean, well, although you do have to admit that, like, every Disney movie had to have, like, the, like, generic pop version of the main song in the end credits after this.
Yeah. Well, that just about wraps it up for us. This is
Makeup.
Sasha.
How was there makeup in it?
Yeah. Oh, they put probably maybe animated makeup on top of the cell. That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
So my name is Sascha Shouties.
I'm Patrick Delmore.
And thank you for listening.
And thanks to the Two True Freaks for letting us come on and present these commentaries to you.
If you're big into Star Trek The Next Generation, we do our main project is called Next Generation's First Generation, where we review Star Trek episodes of the Next Generation variety, more or less on their 30th anniversary, and you kind of get our point of view from growing up with the show, reactions as adults versus kids, and just kind of looking back at the series from 30 years ago. The program itself has really evolved quite a bit, but we're both really taken with Next Generation, so feel free to find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and pretty much wherever you get a podcast. It's Next Generation's First Generation. And, well, thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Have a wonderful day.
Shall we just play out the credits here?
Yeah.
Industrial Development Authority of Ireland. Yes, this whole movie was made in Ireland.
What?
Soundtrack available on Curb Records.
There we
Copyright
go.
1989.
All I see is our M's, X's, and L's.
Was this was done by Imagine Entertainment? No, it just has the same logo as Imagine Entertainment. Don Bluth's logo is the Imagine logo, but on a red field.
Really?
Yep. The Sullivan Brothers, Ireland Unlimited. Sullivan Bluth Studios.
Which Ireland?
Probably
North? South?
Probably not Northern Ireland, because it would say the British Republic of
Northern
yes.
Ireland. Okay. Signing out.
Another one in the bag.